right, now that breaking news, our Mike Rogers was talking about the CHP in pursuit of a grand theft suspect, Desmond Shaw, above it now in SkyCal. Des?
Yeah, well, we are trying to catch up with this one on the southbound side of the 5. We just coming away from the Norwalk area. This one has come a really long way. This started in Riverside County. We believe may have started in the Moreno Valley area, and pretty peculiar. It sounds like this may have started with petty theft. Reports that two people went into a store and walked out with something without paying. They didn't use force. They're not calling this a robbery, but then it was Riverside County Sheriff's deputies that attempted to follow this vehicle. They've since turned it over to CHP now that we are deep into LA County. Actually, we're on the cusp of Orange County now at this point. You can see some pretty high speeds on this one. I believe I heard them just say that they believe that the driver is a female, believed to be at least two people in the vehicle. CHP, some pretty high speeds on this one. Just saw it briefly off the freeway, but from Moreno Valley all the way to the 605, South 605, and now South 5 as we head towards Orange County wanted, Mike.
Yeah, as we're watching this unfold here, it's interesting. Police wouldn't normally pursue someone for shoplifting, but in this case, we're talking about grand theft, Mike.
We are, and grand theft elevates it to a felony. It's a certain dollar amount that they must have stolen that elevates it to a felony. Now, Des, I heard what you heard, that this is believed to be a female driver, which would lead me to believe there could be at least 3 people in the car, because I just got off the phone with a sergeant from the Riverside Sheriff's Office. This all started at Moreno Valley when these suspects went into a store and a shopping center out there and stole these alleged items. Now, the employee who called 911 told the sheriff's office it was 2 men who robbed the store, or who rather stole those items from the store. So if there were 2 men that stole the items and now a female driver, it's possible that there are at least 3 people in the car right now. I can tell you no weapon was used in that theft, according to the Sheriff's Department. It happened at the 12,600 block of Frederick Street, which is a shopping center, so it's really difficult to tell exactly what store these guys hit, but grand theft makes it enough for a felony one.
And Mike, do we know what agency started the pursuit? What's happening right now, and what's happening on the freeway here?
Yeah, so Riverside Sheriff started the pursuit, like Des mentioned, and Riverside Sheriff helicopter actually followed it all the way into LA County, and then CHP took it over. And Des, second time on and off an on-ramp here.
Yeah, on and off the ramps there, and actually maybe even the third, because earlier when they were making that transition around the 605 and the 5, they got briefly off the freeway at Florence and then back on. And let's see if they're going to do that again. Nope. Here we go over Carmenita, the newly widened Carmenita over the 5 freeway. And Santa Fe Springs squeezing right between these 2 vehicles right now here as well. Now, another wrinkle that we had heard is that they ran the plates and they believed that they come back to Southgate. So when they were going southbound 605 from the 60, we were thinking maybe they were headed back to where this vehicle is registered out of, but apparently not the case. Well, we'll see now that we're back northbound on the 5, but up to about 85 miles an hour, kind of dangerous maneuver there, squeezing between those vehicles, but CHP right on this one. The spotlight there's actually 2 aircraft that have been overhead. First it was Riverside County Sheriff's deputies, but they decided to head back home, and they handed this off to CHP as well as LA County Sheriff's deputies. So they've had a couple of aircraft over this one as well. So a lot of resources and a real long-distance pursuit here as we track northbound on the 5 here in the far right lane.
Yeah, and what's interesting watching this unfold, Des and Mike, is just how close that CHP officer is to the car. Normally we see a bigger distance, I guess. This is a little bit more aggressive here.
I was going to say, almost setting up like for a pit maneuver. Of course, they would never do that at high speeds on the freeway like this, but yeah, that CHP officer right on the tail there. And I did notice, and Des, I can't, it looks like they're maybe moving around their little handheld spotlight there on the car. I wonder if they're trying to get close enough to get a more clear idea of how many people are actually in the car.
Yeah, possibly, and that may have been how they were able to identify when they said that they believe that the driver was a female. So definitely possible. We haven't been able to get close enough to see if this one has that kind of typical pursuit tint that I call it, that dark tint, which just about every vehicle involved in a pursuit seems to have these days. It's really kind of remarkable how that's pretty much always the case. But definitely some desperation. Who knows what these folks are thinking, but just so odd the distance that we've covered in this one to come so far, sticking with the 60 freeway the whole way out of the Moreno Valley area, and then now to come down to the 5, track South 5, then back north, and coming right back up to the junction with the 605. We'll see what they decide to do at this point. But you got those CHP officers in real close tow behind as they are zig and zagging between the various lanes here.
Mike, have you heard what store this might have happened in? What kind of item might have been stolen for it to be considered grand theft?
No, but I did. I asked that. They're not sure. Well, the deputies are obviously sure, but the sergeant that I spoke with didn't have that exact information. But I can tell you that what's in that area is a TJ Maxx. There's a Bevmo. There's a T-Mobile. A Spectrum store. We've seen these situations where they steal these cell phones. That certainly would elevate it to grand theft. Even stuff from TJ Maxx. We had a pursuit, Des, I think you were with us a while ago, where they stole stuff from a Walmart. I think that was down in Orange County. And the watch commander down there at the time of that pursuit had told me that they'll come in and they'll steal very specific but almost random items, but enough for them to resell to whoever. I don't want to call it maybe a black market, I guess, but stuff that is easily resold, but it elevates it to enough property that it's a felony.
Yeah, and you can see why, CHP decided to be pretty aggressive on this one, even though this wasn't, an armed robbery or anything like that. Maybe just trying to send a message to folks. Just because it's not necessarily a violent robbery or something doesn't mean that we're just going to let this one slide. And they have been awfully aggressive with this one. So pretty interesting to see. You're mentioning a T-Mobile store or something out there. It's always befuddling to me why anyone steals phones from those stores, because they can be instantly deactivated and then they basically just become big, worthless pieces of plastic. But I don't know, maybe a criminal's not always thinking those things.
And not only deactivated, Des, but they can track them.
That's right.
I mean, we've done a ton of pursuits where they find these guys because the stuff they stole is trackable.
Yeah. So sticking right at about 80 miles an hour, but boy, yeah, this unit really has been really close behind, and I'm wondering if that's kind of adding any of the potential sense of panic or agitation that this suspect may be experiencing right now as we get off the freeway at Lakewood Boulevard. So, we are kind of trending towards the Southgate area, and just have to wonder if that is where these folks are heading. What were they, if this is their vehicle and they live in the Southgate area, what were they doing out in the Moreno Valley area? If they was some specific store they were trying to hit or something. I mean, I guess we'll probably won't know the answer to that for quite some time. But now we are off the freeway. Will we stay off the freeway or get right back on? No, we were had a chance to get back there on the 5.
They didn't.
Nope, southbound Lakewood Boulevard.
What's interesting, the last time we had a pursuit like this, the drivers went into an area they were familiar with. Remember, they all foot bailed, and that turned into another search in the neighborhood for several pursuit suspects here.
And then the car disappeared on us after we were.
And then we had 2 crime scenes. Here we are pulling off into a parking lot. Let's see what's going to happen here. A lot more traffic. Looks like a U-turn.
Go up on the wrong way.
This is
wrong way driving now. So
I can almost guarantee we're going to hear those magic numbers, Daz, when he's doing this.
Whoa.
Yeah, maybe. I actually did just see a CHP do a U-turn, though. But you see now how many units were involved in this one. But this is pretty nerve-wracking as we go the wrong way there on Lakewood Boulevard. And, oh, look at that. Wow, CHP said, no, we are not going to cancel because of that. They righted themselves on the right side of the road. You saw them do that U-turn as well. Pretty unusual, again, because it's so many times, like Mike was saying, that the second they go the wrong way, they back off at least momentarily. But they really are sticking with this one. And I'm wondering if they might try a pit maneuver or something now that we're on surface streets. Although I say that, and it looks like we're going to be getting back on the freeway right now.
Yeah, it looked like they did another U-turn and headed back, and instead of going straight, they jumped right back on the freeway. We're still in the Downey Norwalk area, off joining the I-5 freeway there.
Left.
And you can see just how close that CHP officer is to this car. Pursuit of a grand theft suspect, we understand, is this pursuit started somewhere in Riverside County, possibly Moreno Valley. 2 people going inside a store and coming out with merchandise, enough merchandise for this to be considered a grand theft. And what we now believe is there may have been a female getaway driver waiting for them. And we've been watching this pursuit unfold here for the last 5 or 6 minutes here at pretty high rates of speed, Mike, here on the 5 freeway.
Right, and Des, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is this looks like a Camry, right? A Toyota Camry?
I believe it's a Toyota Corolla, one of the most reliable cars ever made. Yeah, it looks like maybe